Hello, friends. So, it has been a long time since you and I have spoken to each other. So, here we are. Hello, how are you? It's me, Jamie, if you don't remember. And we're here on an adventure, right? Just Jamie's Adventures. Yeah, so if you guys don't remember me and you're like, how did this end up on my page? I am in Northwest Florida, like right outside like the Pensacola, Navarre, Destin, that area, the Emerald Coast of Florida. And I just started gardening a couple years ago, and it, it's actually more interesting than that, but I need to make a video one of these days whenever I have time to actually tell you guys the story of how it came to be that I have this giant garden. And I'm learning as I go, so I'm definitely not the authority on any of this because I'm just winging it, and I'm just taking, little things from people on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and everywhere else, taking information and doing my own thing with it, so yeah, that's what I'm doing. As I'm sure you guys have figured out, I am not an expert. So yeah, you guys are definitely going to see. This is the first time I've had a chance to really come out here and spend any kind of time in quite a while. So I wonder if there's somewhere I can like prop this up. Hey, I propped you guys up on the other side of this cattle panel. Okay, so yeah, so my husband actually, it's a Sunday evening right now. I think it's like 6 o'clock. And it's spring break here. My husband took our children to his parents' house for a little dinner that they kind of did at the last minute. And I was going to go, and then he said, well, before we were going to leave, I said, hey, I'm going to set my timer for an hour, and I'm going to go out here and try to get some stuff done. He was like, if you don't want to go, I'm sure nobody's going to like hold it against you. So I talked to his mom, and she was like, yeah, for sure. Take some time. Yeah, so those of you that don't know me personally, I don't get a lot of free time, and it's really not anybody's fault. It's just the way that it is. Most of you guys know I have a son with special needs and then a toddler, so my time is taken up. But it's all good. It's all good stuff, I always tell people it's like a roller coaster, but don't worry, I have my seatbelt on. But anyway, yeah, so I have a couple hours out here, and I just spent about an hour and a half out here, like nonstop, without any interruptions, doing some stuff. And you guys aren't really going to be able to tell because you're going to be like, dang, it's still a hot mess. And obviously I'm not like a YouTuber. I'm not any type of professional, and I definitely don't know what I'm doing. So, so I didn't stage this to make a picture perfect, video for you guys. Clearly, I mean, I'm pretty sure that I have dirt in my hair and on my face, and I look homeless, and that's fine. But anyway, so I'm gonna do an overview. I think the last video I did, I need to go back and watch it, I think, because I don't really remember what you guys saw. So I believe I was still working on the muscadines, and you guys might be surprised to know that it doesn't look a whole lot different. But yeah, so this year I have already kind of accepted that my garden is not going to be as fantastic as it was last year, and to my standards, oh my gosh, see, this is why I don't like to look at myself. What is even happening here? Anyway, and it was fantastic to my standards. It was a big, beautiful, hot mess, and it was chaotic and beautiful, and there were flowers everywhere and random vegetables growing in different places, and I loved it. I loved all the chaos of it. And I hoped to have that again this year, but I just don't think that I'm gonna have the time. Already I was late planting my seeds, and I'm just, you guys, I have a huge garden, so I am not gonna go and buy plant starts, at $5 a piece or whatever for my whole garden. I might go buy a couple here and there or whatever, but my garden is definitely not gonna be as full as it was last year. And once I plant everything I want to plant, I may go through with some flower seeds and kind of see what takes or whatever, just to fill it in, but I'm really not that worried about it. You guys are gonna see all of the weeds in my garden. I mean, there are a lot of weeds, and believe it or not, I have already weeded a lot, because like whenever I come out here and play with the kids and stuff, sometimes I'll just kind of sit for 2 minutes and pull a bunch of weeds. Most of them have gone to seed, so it's going to be like a huge weed problem. Anyway, so I better just get to it, because I've rambled on long enough. But yeah, so this is the first time I've really had time to do any of this in a long time. So those of you that have stuck around, I appreciate you so much. And I am very excited to actually watch some more spring gardening videos coming up, because I know like people up north are like just starting certain things, and like down here, I probably should have already had all of this done like 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. So anyway, okay, I'm done rambling on. Thank you guys so much if you're still here. All right, so you all remember this hot mess here. So I don't know what's happening over there, but this is my little flower garden, and last year I had got all of the dead flowers throughout my garden and threw them in here, and then like chopped up the stems so it would kind of like weed itself, mulch itself. So like these are all the stems from the flowers last year, and then all the seeds of course have started to germinate, and of course so there's weeds everywhere and little pieces of crabgrass, and you know, one of these days I'll have all the time to take care of things that I want to do. But for now, hopefully the flowers will get big enough to, you know, take over. Okay, I keep telling myself I'm not going to ramble on and on about every single plant, but yeah, so this plum tree came back, which is cool. It's back alive. I think it needs another plum tree though to actually fruit. So this was well, sort of like a gift from somebody. So I only have this one, but I need to get another one, and I will one of these days. These are weeds, but I think they're pretty weeds. They were all in the yard, but we mowed today. So these, I think some of them are cabbages and some of them are Brussels sprouts, and I lost track of them. And I need to just pull them out because it's entirely too hot for them. So they're not going to do anything. I planted them too late, and then also I didn't take care of them. So, and these are, you know what? I don't know. Is that an onion? That was an onion. These are onions. Well, these are onions. But I think they're supposed to be way bigger. Who knows why? It did rain a lot over the season, so I didn't think I really needed to come out here and water. So I really just watered for the first time the other day. So, and I just watered right now, some of the stuff. But anyway, I'm taking these out. You guys are going to see that there are onions all over the place. And some of them look pretty good, I think. I mean, I don't really know. I say that, but honestly, I'm not sure. This was broccoli that went to seed. I'm going to see if I can save some of the seeds. I did pull out a lot of the things that went to seed, but that one I think I'm going to try to save the seeds from. We'll see. I don't really know how, but I'm going to Google it and become an expert. And let's see, this one is one of the blueberry plants. You know, in hindsight, if I could do my garden all over again, I would have probably put all of the blueberries in the same place, which is definitely the traditional thing to do anyway, but I spread everything out because I liked the idea of just having random things everywhere. And I do like that idea. But anyway, this, I thought for sure it was dead. And some of it certainly does look dead. And I need to come through and prune the dead pieces off. But yeah, this was also a gift from the same friend as not prunes. Oh my gosh. Did I call it a prune tree earlier? Plum. They do make prunes though. Anyway, that's I actually started seeds in cups, and I planted 2 different types of sunflower seeds, and there was one called Vincent's Choice or something, which was a gift from my husband's aunt that lives in Ohio, and she loves to garden. She had sent me these beautiful photos of sunflowers, and at Christmas time she had sent me a pack of seeds because she is the sweetest person on the planet. But I planted some of those, and then also some teddy bear sunflowers. And there was like a big rainstorm and they all got blown over. And so their little labels all floated away. And I tried to save all the little, you know, seedling plants by putting them in other cups, and some of them survived. So I don't know what is what. That was a really long story. Guys, I'm so sorry I talk so much. I hope that's okay, because it's who I am. Anyway, that's a sunflower. I don't know what kind. Hopefully we'll find out. You guys know in the past, I've never actually grown a sunflower. These, you know, I finally got these beds, that bed, this bed, and that bed put in towards the end of the season last year. And I had all these big hopes for them, but things don't grow well in them. I think it might be the soil that I put in them, which is a long story that I'm not going to tell you. But I think I'm actually going to take them up, take the wooden part of the beds up, and move these cattle panel trellises back there. I'll show you where. And try again there, because I really wanted to plant my tomatoes on them, although I'm going to have way more tomatoes than that, hopefully. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, that's that. So I think I'm going to take them up. I planted a sunflower here the other day, but I don't know. Anyway, I got to do something with all these cages. They're everywhere. I just keep trying to like take them away from my kids. They use them as weapons. So I don't know if last time I did a video, if I had already moved a lot of my strawberry plants over here or not. But I did. I moved my strawberry plants over here. And then also growing lots of weeds. So that's cool. But the deer come out here a lot. And for whatever reason, this particular area, just right here, because you'll see there's other strawberries, they have been coming and just like topping off all of the strawberry plants. And I just think it's hilarious. They just come right over here. So anyway, and I know that they're deer. Well, you know what? Actually, there's a lot of rabbits out here right now too. But I know for sure that deer do come out here because they leave their tracks and their droppings and stuff. But anyway, here's another blueberry plant, and it's looking like I'm gonna get some blueberries this year. But you know, I've been wrong before. And yeah, I definitely need to get some pine straw and put it under these strawberries because they're all gonna get ruined. So I need to do that like right now, but I'm running out of daylight because I have a couple more things to do. And I really wanted to make this video for myself and for you. You guys know I like to just keep myself updated as well, so that way I can go back and see my progress. Or what's the opposite of progress? But yeah, anyway, this is a blueberry plant that I had in a pot that was too small for a long time. I don't know if you guys, well, you guys wouldn't remember, why would you? But it's a pink lemonade plant, and I made a lot of mistakes with it, and I dug it up like 5 times, and I really stunted its growth, and I thought for sure it was gonna die. And after I potted it up and took care of it properly, it like came back to life. This thing's a survivor. So yeah, and it actually has fruit on it now. So I don't know if they'll get to size this year because I think it's 3rd year, but it was stunted so much that, I mean, I'm just happy it's not dead. I've already picked some strawberries from over here. They're in the house. All of the plants that I put over here, not all of them survived. This was like all strawberries that I had transplanted, I think. You know what? No, it wasn't. It wasn't all strawberries. I don't remember, but I think a couple of them died. But like I get tons of strawberry plants, like the runners and stuff that come off of them, and I always dig them up and give them away. I have so last year I gave away like 200 strawberry plants, and this year so far I've given away 20. But I didn't have as many to give away this year because you guys know I had some issues with strawberries last year, but so far they're doing pretty good now. So, and then I had actually just transplanted these. They were still in cups. I had a whole bunch that were still in cups from when I transplanted them last fall. And those were the some that anyway, you guys don't care. I gave them away. They're fine. The ones that I actually planted when I was supposed to are doing well. And the ones that I planted really late, they're struggling, but they'll be okay. And these, of course, are my blackberries. These are also survivors. I'm not going to tell you that story again, but I'm sure if you care, I'm sure you don't. If you do, there's a video somewhere. Another blueberry plant. And these were all stunted as well. I planted them in the wrong place. These are some yellow wax beans that we planted in my son's class. And I had put them on the back porch. They were in a cup. And something ate the top off of them. And so I said, well, I'll just put them right there and we'll see how it goes. They're going to die, but it's fine. He doesn't know the difference. And then these are cucumbers. One side's pickling and the other side's white spine. I don't know which one's which, but they already look like they're kind of sick. I don't know if they've got the, what is that, downy mildew, or if they're just, it got too cold for them at one point, because I didn't always bring them inside when I should have. I'm just doing my best over here, guys. We don't do anything perfect over here. And then these are whatever other cucumbers. If those are pickling, then these are white spine. If these are white spine, those are pickling. There's this tag here somewhere. These are peach melba nasturtiums. I do know that. That's one of the mystery sunflowers. And then here is another blueberry bush that I knew for sure was dead, but there's some fruit on it, but it's not doing well, you know. I have so many things I have to pull out of here. Oh my gosh. And excuse me. Here's my banana trees. They're waking back up. So here's an overview of these rows. So clearly I didn't finish raking them up and all of that because I ran out of time, and then just other things happened, and then I just never came back to it. I need to pull up those cabbages or Brussels sprouts, whatever they are. I need to finish these rows. I need to finish this pathway, put the mulch down, and I need to finish over here with the mulch, pulling up all these weeds, all that stuff, because I had made these rows. Look at those beautiful lines. I actually just raked some of this just now. But anyway, yeah, so there's a lot of work to do. This is my Meyer lemon. It wasn't a pot, and I just planted it a couple weeks ago maybe. And it looks fine. I don't know what it's supposed to look like, to be honest, but it looks fine, I guess, I think. Yeah, I gotta rake all this up and fix it. See, like these onions, I think they're okay. I don't know how to tell. There's some yellow and some purple or red, whatever you want to say. That's one of the mystery sunflowers. Do you guys have a ton of these stinkhorn mushrooms? If you read about them, they say that they're really good for the soil, but they stink. Anyway, this is what I just raked. That's a mystery sunflower. We already talked about that row. This is elderberry. It's coming back nicely, so hopefully that's good. I don't think I'm going to plant anything around it and see how big it will get. And that is this is a survivor lavender plant that I propagated from a different lavender plant that's in the front now. And it was in a small cup, and it like didn't get watered for a long time. It got like super dry, and I like re-wetted a couple times, and it just kept coming back to life. And then at the end of the year last year, I just had all these random cups of things on my little area where I keep plants, and I had my nephew. I said, go put this anywhere you want in the garden. My nephew was here, and he's like, anywhere? I was like, yeah. And he just like stuck it right there, and I was like, cool. And I told my brother-in-law who was here with him, I said, I just am letting it die an honest death, okay? Like, I know it's not going to live because he like didn't plant it very well, and he put it anyway. I was like, no, really, it's fine. Look at it, surviving, thriving even. Look at it. It's flowering. And last year, that was a cutting off of another plant. Isn't that amazing? God is good. These are pole beans that I planted the seeds entirely too early. We've actually had like 2 freezes since I did that. And so they're all sick and ugly. They're definitely going to get attacked by things because they can't be healthy because I didn't give them the environment that they needed on both sides here. So if I was a better person, I would pull them up and plant new seeds. And I might do that. Same thing happened over here with a squash. And right there, And so since then it's froze a couple times, so they died. And also it rained a bunch and all of these weeds popped up. I mean, there were some weeds before, but I kind of like, got them out. I need to come through here and weed all of this. So this is a part that I didn't weed very much. And I need to finish weeding over here. This is where the strawberries are. We already talked about this area. My blackberries. Oh, I don't think I mentioned all my Mexican sunflowers. I chopped them down way later than I should have. I didn't even get to harvest all of the leaves off of them to use for fertilizer, which is why I planted them. But guys, sometimes things just get really crazy. And it's just, I'm doing my best over here and thankful I've got some grace. This is a I don't know, some kind of citrus. I can't remember what. That was a gift from the same person. She was moving and had to get rid of all of her fruit trees or plants or whatever. But yeah, that's what is going on here. And I don't think I mentioned all of my comfrey too. So I also planted comfrey roots in random places everywhere, and they're coming back nicely. This one's really big. I just hosed it down because I got dirt all over it, but it made a baby over here. See? So that's cool. That's why it looks all droopy. But this is, I think that's a sugar baby watermelon that I had started, and it also got too cold, and it was in the cup up on the porch, and it still looked alive, but it's way smaller than it should be. So I just stuck it there. We'll see. This row is a newer row. It's not even finished. I haven't even finished raking it. So I need to do that. A lot of it's still this ugly sand, but I need to get more compost. You guys know I need to do all the things. All the things that you do, I need to do that. So yeah, this is real. This is the real deal. I still have I had planted a mustard cover crop in some areas. A lot of the seeds didn't germinate, and then they did. Some of them did. Anyway, they're everywhere. That's comfrey, and that's comfrey. And these are, what are they called? Kohlrabi, that I didn't pick in time. And I'm pretty sure that they're not supposed to be that big. Oh, there's a real big one over here. Look. But also I did pick one, and I don't think I picked it at the right time, and it was kind of gross. I didn't like it. So maybe I don't like kohlrabi. I'm not a very picky eater. So anyway, this was another zucchini plant that froze. So we'll see if it comes back. It probably won't. I've actually never successfully grown a zucchini. I'm probably the only gardener ever. I've never grown a zucchini. I've tried. Not like a regular green zucchini. I've grown like different types of squash or whatever, but anyways, yeah, all of these cabbages or Brussels sprouts or whatever, they need to go. It's too warm now. It's like, yeah, too warm. And then some of these onions are okay, and some of them are not. See, like I think that one's good next to this comfrey that's growing out the side of my row. There's a comfrey growing out the side of the row also. But guys, I have to get my act together. I have got to come mulch these walkways and weed. And yeah, so this row needs to get finished. There's a mystery sunflower I planted just now. And then this row needs to get completed. And then I need to rake up over here. I was going to plant pumpkins in this last part. I don't know if it's actually going to be a row, but I think I'm going to plant like little pumpkin mounds in it. But I am going to do this walkway so that there's a walkway that goes across here. But yeah, these 3 rows here are what we set up the muscadines in. Obviously, they're all grown up with weeds. I was supposed to come out here and weed them like in the end of winter, but I did not. So here we are. And yeah, I'm not sure if they're okay. So during the winter, we had a few like big windstorms, And these muscadines, I got them from Ison's, and they had these blue shield things on them, and a lot of them blew off or whatever, and then like the supports that were on them blew off. And I tried tying them up to the wire, and then that broke, and then you'll see one of them like snapped off, so I think it's dead. But then it looks like it's growing back. I don't know. So I definitely need to get all the weeds off. This one has some tiny little things, so I think it's alive, but you know, it's not thriving. This one has nothing, so I don't know if I should like cut it all the way down and see if it will grow. You know what I mean? I don't know what the right thing to do is. If any of you guys are experts, I'm listening, because I believe the instructions said to cut off all of the shoots of it or whatever and just leave the longest vine, which I did. But this one isn't doing anything either. So there is fertilizer, but maybe I should put more fertilizer. You know what? I think I'm going to do that actually as soon as I'm done with this video. I think I'm going to put some fertilizer, because I did fertilize them when I originally planted them. We just replaced the supports like a few days ago. Oh, well, little boy shoes here. Here's my weeds. They're purple, my favorite color. Like this, I am fairly certain is not a living branch there. You know what I mean? So, and I'm sure it's not Ison's fault. I'm 100% sure that they were alive when I planted them, because like you know how you can tell like when it's green on the inside? They were. This is the one that broke off. But then look, it looks like these are little muscadine leaves, right? So anyway, but yeah, that's the entirety of my garden. Here's my piles of things that I need to catch on fire someday. Usually, so we have like a little leaf sweeper thing, and my husband or myself will sweep them all up, and then I use them for my compost, you know, like for my browns. And these two piles I might use, but like these, we have an oak tree that just like rained acorns, and there was acorns everywhere, and I don't really want to plant acorns everywhere. So here's my Mexican sunflowers. I guess I'm gonna burn them. Anyways, that's what's going on here. So I have all this wood. I have so much work to do. So I should be doing it instead of talking to you guys, but I just wanted to update you. You know what? Let me go ahead and show you what's going on over there with my seedlings, which is non-impressive. Shouldn't take long. And then I'll go ahead and end the video. Thanks for sticking around if you have. Oh, one more thing while we're out here. I haven't showed you guys my little new compost setup. I just actually turned it over to this one the other day. Now I'm starting a new one. But yeah, I'm pretty lazy about it. I just collect compost inside in a container, and then once the container gets full, I come out here and I dump it, and I go and get some pine straw and leaves from that pile over there and dump it on here, and then I wet it down, and that's that. And I just keep going, and I get some pretty good compost out of it, I think. So yeah, that pile, that smaller pile, it's mostly completed. And if I was a better gardener, or if I was a better compost doer, I would definitely turn that more. So there's that. Okay, this is a mess over here, but I'm actually surprised at the things that came back that I wasn't expecting to. And I didn't clean this up ahead of time. You know, it would have taken me 2 seconds, but here I am. This is a lemon tree that I planted from lemon seeds at the store, and it looked pretty dead over the winter, which obviously, you know, things die over the winter. This is a weed. Beautiful weed, but it's a weed. So pull it out. And yeah, this looking pretty good. That's what these are also, little lemon trees. And this is also a little lemon tree. These need water. This was a blackberry, I think. It's time to let that go. This was basil, and it's just trash. I wanted to see if it was going to reseed itself, but it doesn't appear that it has. These were Tithonia. This was kind of an experiment. I wanted to see if they would, because they rooted, yeah, they didn't. They had rooted themselves in the fall, and they were ready to be planted, but obviously that's not when you plant these. And yeah, I just wanted to see if they would come back, which they didn't, and that's fine. I have plenty of them. Oh, I'm not even showing it. And then this is a muscadine. Oh, I need to zoom out. Okay. The Isons sent an extra one, and so I put it in this pot, and it's doing fantastically. So it must be like a moisture issue out there, slash soil issue. I don't know. I'm not sure. This is oregano, and these were cuttings from the muscadines whenever I planted them. I wanted to see if I could root any of them. So far, I have not, but also I have done zero to help that along. All right, last thing I'll show you for now. These are the seedlings that I did not plant today. So I'm gonna up pot these in just a minute. That's the last thing I'm gonna do. Actually, I'm gonna go put some fertilizer on those muscadines, then I'm gonna do this. And then these peppers, well, like this is a watermelon. It didn't sprout, it's not going to. These peppers, oh look, the seeds on top there, it must have got washed out. So maybe I'll put some more seeds in some of these and see if they sprout. They were out here for a hard rain, so that's like not ideal. But then like some of them did sprout, and so I don't know if I'll repot them now or if I'll wait a little bit, but most of them did not. So I'm not the best at growing peppers, and really it might be a little early. I don't really know. I'm not the best. But yeah, and then these are all tomatoes, different varieties of tomatoes. I didn't have any tomatoes that didn't sprout, so that's exciting for me. I was expecting to get a lot of Everglades tomatoes volunteer because I did last year, and also tomatillos. I got a ton of tomatillos volunteer last year, but so far I haven't seen any. Well, no, that's not true. There were some like in the winter. We had obviously warm days in the winter, and there were some that sprouted during that time, and I pulled them. But anyways. Oh, one more thing. I have this blueberry plant up here, and I don't know if I should go ahead and plant it out or if I should let it be in this one more year. This was one I got from a neighbor. She had rooted it from one of her plants. So maybe I should let it live in this pot one more year and then plant it out. I don't know. We'll see. But that's that. So thank you guys so much for looking with me here. And yeah, sorry it's been so long, but I hope you guys understand. So you guys take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Take care.